Welcome in, everybody, to the trade deadline. I don't know what I'm calling this, but it's the trade deadline show, I guess. And deadline has ended 25 minutes ago. And there is a trade to report for Montreal. So I don't know who's here, if there's anybody here, or I'm talking to myself. No, it seems like there's 6 people here. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for being here. So the Montreal Canadiens, right at the end, they traded for Erik Gustafsson. Hang on. I'm gonna find out what the details are. It just happened. I put up the stream. I don't know the details. I'm gonna find out right now. So Erik Gustafsson, a defenseman. Well, let's take a look here. I am gonna share the screen. I think I can do that. Let me get this. I have a new, in my, if you're watching my videos and my live streams, I've got a new service. So I just added a new element to it, and I'm going to show a screen. I hope you guys can see it. So they picked up Erik Gustafsson. Let me get over here now. I'm just learning this, so guys, be patient. Let's see, what did they get? 7th round pick in 2022, and the Flyers retain 50% of his salary. So Gustafsson to Montreal for a 7th. I don't know what he makes. The Flyers are retaining some amount. So the Montreal is responsible for $1.5 million, prorated to what's left in the season. So he fits under what they've got, because they had somewhere around $2 million because they get money, or it's the LTIR on Gallagher. Plus putting a few guys down to the taxi squad, it gave them the money to do this. So now Gustafsson is that puck-moving guy that we need. He's not the best defensively, but this guy can score, and he can produce offense from the back end. So this is the guy that they were looking for, I think, in a way. And I talked about Gustafsson before, because either at the beginning of this year, definitely at the beginning of last season, I was talking about maybe them picking up Gustafsson. He was one of the targets I had for defensemen. So a little later, and they get him. So now Jackson. Hey, Jackson. First of all, hey, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Pavlo, V for Vegan, Jackson. Habs are the best. Habs Guru 21. So Jackson, it's $3 million, but they're retaining 50%. So that's $1.5 million. And it's only what's left for the season. So he definitely fits in, and it's not a problem. They have the money. I wouldn't be shocked if there's still another move, but I'm not expecting. But they have enough money to make another move if they want to pick up a forward somehow. There will be trades still announced. They'll trickle in maybe up till 4 o'clock. I've seen them go that far. Because it takes them time to process. As long as you get it, let them know that you got this deal. They take time to process it, and they'll announce it. So that's what happens. So still might be another move, but this is the one. I don't think there will be. I think this is the kind of guy. I don't know what's going to happen with the defense now. We just got John Merrill yesterday. You're looking at probably he'll play now on the 3rd pair. I would expect Gustafsson to be on the 1st pair with Weber anyway. And I don't know who sits. I guess Kulak might be the odd man out here, because I don't think it'll be Romanov. And then again, maybe Romanov gets they put him to the AHL for a little bit. That could be a possibility as well. So I think we're going to find out over the next few days. Obviously, I don't think it'll affect anything for the game tonight. By the way, I guess I didn't announce this as well. Victor Mete was claimed by Ottawa. So Victor Mete no longer with the club. They had put Willette on the taxi squad, which was signaling that Mete was claimed, which we all figured he was going to be. So his money is also gone now. So they have the room. So I don't know if anything else will happen here, but at this point, you might as well spend if you can. Especially on maybe an expiring contract, so they don't have to worry about him at the end of this. For a rental, because it's cap space for now. You're not going to be able to use it after this. So use it up, or it sits there. So there might be something, but I don't know. All right. So let me see if I can get to some of your guys' stuff. I can take this off the screen. I guess I should have. There we go. How did you guys? Were you guys able to see that? I mean, if you're not looking at it on a phone, but if you're looking at it on a computer or something, I hope you were able to see that because that's an interesting little feature that I've got. Okay, so let's get to you guys and see what I can answer or talk about. V for vegan, yes. I don't know all his stats as size, but I believe he's a pretty big guy. So he's got size, he can skate, he can move the puck. And he's a left side defenseman. This is the kind of guy that if they could have got him at the beginning of the season, would have been great. Jackson, I kind of answered that. Pavlo, yeah, I think it's a good pickup with Gustafsson. I really do. I think this was a win for Montreal. So, does he have any term left? I don't know, but I can find that out in a sec. You might figure out how this mouse works. There, I'm in there already. Didn't know it. I'm on cap friendly. I will just scroll down. No, what do I have to do to get? Okay, let me go back here. Okay, we're looking for term. I don't know if they've got him now in Montreal or not, so let's look. No, he's not listed in Montreal yet. Where'd he come from? Philadelphia. Let's see. Gustafsson. He is an expiring contract. He's a UFA. So there's no commitment here. It's a rental if that's all it becomes. And they have the cap space for him. At some point soon, I don't think it matters about how many, waivers up and down, because in the playoffs, I know there's no, money doesn't matter, cap space doesn't matter. So, but he's a rental, so there's no risk here. There's zero risk. They gave up next to nothing to get him, and Philadelphia's retaining 50% of the salary. This was a good move by Marc Bergevin, because I think this is a guy that can help us and make a difference too, because one of the big problems has been from the back end, not enough mobility and not enough puck movers there, and it's been kind of thwarting that offense that we have, and I think this could help. Does it make us a contender? No. Does it help us to keep the fourth spot and help us in the playoffs? Definitely does. Let me see what you guys are saying. I like the move, would have liked the forward, but we will probably be putting Poehling and Caulfield later on, so I'm okay with it. I'm not sure about Poehling personally, but I think Caulfield's got a good chance, especially since they didn't get anybody up front. So, yeah. And Poehling might, I don't think so, but I'm going to try to get to as many comments as I can. It seems like, same guy. It seems like our D is big sized and shut down. If we're playing the Leafs well, we'll be very physical and wear them down in the 7-game series, especially. Yeah, but this guy he's got the size, but he's a little different than all the other guys. Kind of in the way Mete was, right? That he can skate, he moves the puck. It's not the same thing from all the big guys. So this is nice that he's got that size and he can do some of the stuff that Mete did. And, I think it's going to be really good. Just figure if Mete had, 4 inches on him, that's pretty much very similar to what Gustafsson would be, I would think. I was talking about Mantha today with Jeff, and, wow, we went to Washington. Listen, for Panic and Vrana, that's not cheap. So I don't know that Montreal would have wanted to pay this price for Mantha. And when you consider, listen, we got Josh Anderson, very similar type of player. So we're kind of okay. Hey, Zachary, good luck tonight for you. May the best team win. That's how it works. Although in this case, maybe I wish if it's not Montreal that's the best team, maybe the best team doesn't win. Gustafsson, exact opposite of shutdown, among worst defensive demon in the league. I get that, Luca, but it's kind of what we're looking for. So let's see what happens with him, right? We're looking for a mobile, puck-moving defenseman. That's what he is. A lot of times those guys, I mean, look at some of the best of those guys. Take away Bobby Orr, but I mean, you younger guys will go Paul Coffey. You'll probably even say that's older, but look at a guy like Paul Coffey, not the best defenseman in my day. There were a few of them in my day. They were really great offensively. They didn't know their way around the D zone. So they were winners and they were big contributors. It's not to say he can't do something here. 4:20, the deadline is over. Was 3:00. So what is going to happen with the expansion? With expansions, most of us, me included, figure that Mete was going to be unprotected. Well, Mete is unprotected. Okay, I see what you're saying. Well, don't forget now, Gustafsson, like all these guys that are on expiring contracts, they're exposed. You're not going to protect them. So, I mean, unless you really want to, you've got to deal with a guy. So if he works out fantastically and they want to keep him, but I mean, these guys are all exposed in the expansion draft. So I don't know. And who's to say that Seattle was going to take Mete anyway? And maybe in this case, so then Kulak's exposed or something like that, and that's who you try to direct them to. Zachary, I gotta admit, Leafs did a great job. Gotta admit, they did a great job, and they're going to be very formidable going forward. And adding Nick Foligno is probably going to go a long way to them being a little harder to play against and a little tougher and all this stuff where we say they're able to be pushed around, and they add guys like that, and it's harder to do that. So I good on Toronto. Like, it is what it is. Mark, it's true. No one skates like Mete, not going to replace him. Habs are looking to be copycat of the Blues. Listen, it was clear Mete was having trouble clearing the net. Like any physical kind of battle, it was clear he was having trouble. And hopefully they've got guys that can do a better job at it. So I think as far as Mete versus John Merrill, I kind of think if you have Merrill playing with Romanov, Merrill is probably a little bit more of your stay-at-home guy, and it frees Romanov up to do more of that offensive stuff we want to see. So maybe, it works out. So let's see what they do with it. So, and if they're copycat of the Blues, listen, the Blues won a cup 2 years ago, so not all that bad. Out of all the new players added this year, do you think any of them will be signed for a longer term? Now, if you're talking about Merrill and Gustafsson, I don't know. I kind of doubt it, but a guy like Merrill could be signed for a year. Gustafsson, you sign him for a short term if you need, depending on what happens in the offseason. If you're talking about the guys from the beginning of the season, I guess they already did, so there's not a problem there. I don't know. They're probably rentals. Zachary, it's always that way. And the best of luck. I have no grief against Leafs fans. I don't like your team, but then again, a lot of you guys don't like our team, so it's fair. And but no gripe against Leafs fans, especially guys like you that come in here and are definitely civil and never cause me any grief. So yeah, but listen, always the best of luck. It's always like that. Doesn't matter who you're playing. Always the best of luck, and may the best team win, because that's how it should be. In my mind, that's how it should be. Hey there, Quinn. Jeff showed up. Habs didn't get better today, and that's the bottom line. It depends on what degree of better you're talking about. Did they get that guy that moves the needle big time? No. Did they get somebody that might move the needle a bit? I think they did in Gustafsson. I actually do. I want to see how he turns out. I talked about him before. So, yeah. Jeff, are you at home? You want to come on? If you can get on, you want to come on, let me know. I don't think you're at home, though. Although, maybe. Might be done work. We didn't trade Lehkonen. Nope. We did not. Doesn't mean he didn't try, though. I mean, we don't know what he was offering, what kind of calls he made, who he talked to. We don't know any of that. So it's easy to say, he didn't do this and they did that, and he didn't do this and they did that, but we don't know the details. The one thing I don't get is Buffalo with Taylor Hall. What they got for Taylor Hall, I mean, Montreal could have given them that easily and better, and so could most other teams, if not all other teams. Why'd they settle for that? I don't get. It's ridiculous what they got for Taylor Hall. Although, I mean, the way he's playing lately, maybe not. Philly fans can laugh all they want. Gus didn't even play last night against the Sabres, and they were stomped. Yeah, I mean, Philly can laugh. They keep losing to the Sabres. I mean, that's kind of sad for them. Hey, old man, I really thought we'd get a left wing. Could really use one. Yeah, it makes you think that probably Caulfield's getting a call up maybe sooner than we think. I would have to think something like that. But no, they didn't get one. If John Merrill is taking a roster spot from any of Norlinder, Struble, Harris, Fleury, Goulet, Brook, then we have a problem. Yeah, I'm not saying he is. But let's see how he works out. And sorry about that. I don't know why it muted. So my mic is now unmuted. Sorry about that. I don't know how long that was for, but it pops up on the top. By the way, if you're having a good time and you're enjoying it for whatever reason, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate that. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Ring that notifications bell down there. Smash that thing. That'll get you notified whenever I do anything on YouTube. That's kind of how it works. Let's face it, Ebby knows we are also ran in the playoffs. Just don't understand why he held on to Tatar and Armia. You are either a contender or rebuilding, in my opinion. You can pretty much assure he's going to have a news conference at 6, apparently. So you're pretty much going to assure he's going to come out and say he believes in this team. He believes they can win. And blah, 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 blah. Like he always does. So that's what's going to happen. I mean, that's what else he's going to do. What else can he do? I got to get a drink. Listen, you know what? I wasn't expecting a lot here. And I think Gustafsson's not bad. I think we did okay by getting Gustafsson. And you know what? I hope they play a lot of the kids and they give them a lot of experience. And next year is hopefully the year, right? It turns out this year was not the year. I mean, that's really what it is. So they're not going to go all in. And you could say, well, by not trading Danault and Tatar, they're going all in, and it's confusing. I get it, but I don't know. It is what it is. I would like to see what having another puck mover like Gustafsson on the back end is going to do for the offense. That's what I want to see. And, you want to have at me about that? I know I'm talking to Jeff there. Come at me with that. I know what you're saying. I know what you're thinking. I do. But seriously, I want to see what that does. And I'm not saying it turns them into all goal scorers and all that. That's not what I'm saying. I just think that they can get by if they have a little bit more speed and mobility from the back end. That's what I'm saying. Come at me, bro. Come on. Okay, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. So if I missed anybody's comment, please either retype it, or I'll get, eventually I'll get to it. But you can also take a super chat, and that will, look, I got it right away. Go to the right side. That'll get you entered for that giveaway for that gray shirt you see behind me. That's the next giveaway. So anybody, any donations, any super stickers, any memberships, if you want to take a membership, please do that. And that'll also get you in the draw for that. So, yeah, but if you take a super chat, it's highlighted in a different color, and I see it for sure. I see Keegan said, we lost Mete. Rick lost his audio, but my audio's back. It's not muted. Let me know right now. Do you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3. Do you hear me? If you say no in the chat, I will see what's wrong, but it's showing me everything's fine. What are my thoughts on Riddick? I think that was a good pickup for Toronto. I was watching John, Hot Take Hockey, and I think he might be right. Riddick might be a guy that they keep. I could see them moving Anderson, and then you keep Riddick as a backup to Campbell. I could see that possibly there. Thanks, by the way. I'm glad you hear me. Awesome. It's just that it went out before. It did go out, and it does that sometimes here. But it does let me know, and I'm able to hopefully see it. Trade Center. Jets acquire Jordy Ben. Ex-Hab Jordy Ben. Not a big deal. The whole panel on TSN agrees with us that Habs have to put Edmondson back with Petrie. He is tonight. Tonight, Kulak, Weber, Edmondson, Petrie, and Romanov, and I guess I don't know I don't know. Oh, I have it up there, don't I? No, I have it somewhere. I think I put it in yesterday's video. The lineup. That's the lineup. So yeah, finally, they're taking Edmondson away from Weber. More importantly, what are my thoughts on Archie comics? I used to love Archie comics when I was a kid. I don't know what this has to do with hockey. I used to love Archie comics. I love this name. Darwin does smell like eggs. I haven't seen you in a while, buddy. I personally would have liked Bertuzzi, but what it cost for Mantha, not too sure I would have wanted him. Yeah, this is it. I mean, it wasn't going to be cheap to get Mantha or Bertuzzi out of Detroit. That's for sure. So, that's the thing. If they didn't want one of your expiring contracts, then what are you giving them? You're giving them something that, it might be important. Jeff, I know, does not agree, but that's how I see it too. Let's see what Jeff says. MB dropped the ball. Very disappointed. If he really thinks this team is a contender, then he goes all in. Sick of the half measures this team keeps making. Again, the only defense I will give for MB on this is strictly this, because I don't disagree with you. I don't. But we don't know what he's tried and what he was able to do and not do. The only weird thing is the Buffalo with Hall. So maybe, you go in on Hall. You definitely could have beat that offer or whatever they got. I don't know. Maybe there's something about the deal that they made for Hall that we don't know yet that facilitated it, made it easier to do. Like, I don't know. But it does seem like I don't disagree with you but we don't know what he's done and what he tried to do and who he talked to. We don't know any of that. And I guarantee you he's done more than you guys mostly think he's done. I'm sure he's spent many hours on the phone. Luca, I got to agree with that. I got to agree with that. Not that I really want that necessarily to happen, but if you take into account Laval's quiet time, they got only a couple games in 2 weeks. It's I kind of agree that we might be seeing Caulfield up here shortly. Anderson pretty much done. His injury season ender. Yeah, I mean that's another reason they would have gotten Riddick, right? Campbell can't play every game, and if I were them too, I wouldn't really be trusting in Hutchinson. So I guess that's why they got Riddick. And I think John's hot take was that in the end they'd keep him for next season. I don't, it makes a lot of sense. So yeah. Can they sell Kulak, please? I'm just wondering who wants Gustafsson. Remember, Gustafsson has to quarantine for a week. Merrill does too, so we won't see them till next week. But I wonder who kind of pays the price here, because we're gonna have too many guys. Although I guess they'll, some guys will sit. Maybe we'll have different guys depending on the game. It gives us a lot more options. So I don't know what they do, but I'm okay with Kulak. I'm not, I think he's done a good job. Not every single night, obviously, but no one has. Jack, I think we're all ready for a big win tonight. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think we're all ready for it. I saw. I'm not sure. Wait, Larry Watts. Why don't they bring up Fleury? Yeah, they might. I don't know. Fleury has no waiver problems, so definitely they can. You might see the kids play a little more. I think that makes sense. Got no different than this live stream. Oh, is Fleury injured? See, this I didn't know. So there you go. There's an answer. Ray Buckle, how's it going, buddy? We got Erik Gustafsson from Flyers, defenseman, and Mete was claimed on waivers. So that's probably it. Regarding the Habs, that's it. There's other things that happen. I can't really go over everything because there were a bunch of things, but that's Habs news as far as that. So I hope that updates you. Who's going to produce the goals? Well, at the beginning of the season, though, they were scoring a lot of goals. So hopefully, with the addition of a guy like Gustafsson, who can move the puck better, is a more mobile defenseman, hopefully that can get the puck out of their zone a lot faster and create that speed through the neutral zone that Montreal kind of needs to get their game going, their offense going. And it's kind of what they were doing at the beginning of the season, and don't know why that changed, but it did, and now they got to get that back again. And that's what I'm hoping for, basically, is that the defense can contribute a little bit more to the offense and help out, because this is a team that's built on the premise that everybody needs to contribute. Not every single game, but, different people every game, and that's how they work it. And no, we don't have that star guy that you can just put in there, and that's the problem. But so I think this helps that. I really do. I'm scrolling down again because I scrolled up. Hey, Ari Pie, how you doing, buddy? It's been 3 games with low scoring and everybody's going crazy. Gallagher out doesn't help. Absolutely. And if you saw my preview, it's why I gave them 2 goals. They've been scoring nothing. I don't see a change here against Toronto right now. And consider Toronto must be pretty pumped, seeing what's happened for them and that we're going forward, the position they're in. I'm thinking this might not be a great game for Montreal. And they haven't been scoring. V for Vegan. I don't know. That one's for me. I never said Caulfield is ready. I said we might see Caulfield. I am on record as saying I think Caulfield would be best served to stay in Laval and maybe not come up till next season. But I do think that we will see him. But I never said Caulfield's ready. I think he will be better than Lex scoring-wise. And Byron, too. But I don't know that he's ready yet. I'd like to see him in Laval a little bit longer. But I think they didn't get anybody up front. I might signal that they are going to bring him up. Hang on, let me get that one down and see what else we got. Louis, I know I don't want to put pressure on Cole, but no matter the level, he puts up the same statistics and scores as much as he normally does. Pure goal scorer, goal Godfield. Listen, I've been saying that too. I think, for me, I'm not worried about Caulfield. I think when he's ready, and that's the key here, when he's ready, I think he'll do fine here. He's produced everywhere. Every time he stepped up a level, and there's never really been a drop-off. Let's see, though, in the AHL, right? So he's played 2 games in the AHL. It's not long enough to really say that he's done that there. So when he does that in the AHL and you see, wow, look, he's doing the same thing, and then you bring him up. That's what I think. And I think he'll do fine here. I'm not worried about his size. I'm not saying he won't get hit, he won't be a target and all that. I get that, but he'll be fine. V for Vegan. Okay, I see they said it wasn't for me. Leafs are going to be pumped up tonight. Look for a blowout tonight. Yeah, kind of. Personally, I think the only reason we make the playoffs is because Vancouver and Calgary bowed out today. Yep. Well, no, I still think they would have made the playoffs, maybe, but it might have come close. I wouldn't have been surprised if they made it like a race there. But especially with what Calgary and Vancouver, I guess, did today, that I don't think they're going to make a run for it. So it's basically the top 4 you see right now. That's the top 4, maybe in a little different order. Maybe that's it. Go through Mantha trade? Oh, I don't know everything on the Mantha trade. Honestly, I don't. Besides, he didn't get traded here. I am not strictly, but pretty much a Habs channel. I can talk about a little bit of other stuff, but I'm not going to be going and looking up that just to look it up. All I know is it was Washington. It happened while I was doing this so already, so I don't know the details on there. And I'm still learning how to use the other screen. I'm not going to do that right. I don't feel like it right now. Is that a bad thing that I don't feel like it? But we'll just talk for a little bit more. Then maybe I'll look some of that stuff up. I do notice that Cap Friendly is not really updated because the top trade they had, I saw happen like an hour ago or an hour, before the deadline ended. So Mark is meeting with the press at 6 p.m. But it's not because there's more trades. He does this after every trade deadline. He's meeting at 6 p.m. Doesn't really help me because I'm on the air at 6:35, so I don't know how much I'll be able to hear, but yes. But don't expect him to announce more trades. By the way, what's the status with Paling? Did his start become his nightmare? He's got it together now. He is doing really good down with the Rocket, amongst, if not leading the team in points, right up there or tied. So yeah, he's doing really well. And I personally think Paling's also going to benefit from staying in Laval for the rest of the season. And next year, maybe having him up. But I don't think I think he benefits staying down there because he's really doing well. And considering what his confidence went through when he was up here and whatever, why do that to him now? I would let him ride the season, playing well like that. Izzy says, I'm glad MB didn't make any big moves at trade deadline. They have to overpay. MB should have another big offseason. Well, you got to admit, he didn't overpay for Gustafsson with a 7th rounder. I think that's one of the reasons why he usually waits so late is that the price starts to go down when you get really close to the deadline. So he tries to bargain it out and not have to give up as much. And, but I don't know that that's the only reason he didn't make any big moves. I got to think, no matter what, he was in on some big players. Doesn't mean he's going to get them. Oh, don't worry. Corey Perry is going to get his hat trick against the Leafs. I really thought they might go after Getzlaf. I was really, because there was rumors about it, and I thought that Getzlaf kind of might have made sense, right? Hook him up with Perry. You might have Perry, Getzlaf, and Stahl on a line, something like that. Whatever. Didn't happen. Caulfield, Suzuki, Toffoli, awesome third line. You know what, though? I really, personally, I want to see him with KK. And 2 years ago, after they drafted him, and they had that first, all the drafted players, whatever, they had that, mini camp, I guess that's what it is. He was asked, and he said he saw himself, him and KK being the Taves and Kane, whoever. This was what it was. He pictured Jesperi Kotkaniemi being his Kane, Patrick Kane, setting him up. So he thinks KK would be the guy. I think KK is the guy. I think, really. I'm hoping for that anyway. Perry scores 3. Matthews, Marner get 5 points each. Yeah, that's the problem, right? That's the possibility tonight. I got to tell you, I'm worried about a blowout tonight. But, at the same time, you look at, and it's up on the board here, you look at their last 10 games, they're 9-0-1. And if there's a team that screams out, we're due for a loss, it's the Leafs. So they really are due for a loss. Not saying it's going to happen, but they're due for a loss. You look at that. Montreal definitely due for a win. And I've seen weirder things happen where they've gone against teams and it's like there's no way in hell they're going to do well here. And they come out with a win. So I'm kind of hoping for one of those games. Other than that, Toronto's going to stomp all over us otherwise. It's unfortunate. And they made some moves that are going to help them for the rest of the season. And I'm not very happy about it. But, they had the right, like anybody else, to do the moves they made. And they did them. And I guess, good on them. If it weren't for the Leafs, I would be happy for them. But it's the Leafs. So I'm happy for the Leaf fans that, that they did, as a fan, you got to love that. So I'm not happy as a Habs fan. But it is what it is. I'm not a nutty Habs fan. And you got to give due, it's their due. They deserved it. What are you going to do? Wait, where did he go there? Gustafsson will be a taxi squad depth guy just in case of injuries? No. I know. I don't see that at all. I don't see that at all. I'm telling you, I'm predicting that he's going to play with Weber. So it's fine. I mean, listen, you're obviously entitled to your opinion, Hines, without a doubt. But in my opinion, he's going to play with Weber. I was talking about him just a year and a half ago that they should go after him for that reason. And they did get him. And I think that for me, I would drop Weber down definitely to the second pair minutes at best. And then Gustafsson plays as the fourth defenseman. And that suits him well. So I think that's how it's going to be. but definitely not on the taxi squad. I don't think they make that trade just to put him on the taxi squad. Although considering the price they paid for him, my God, you might be right. I mean, considering the price, it's not like it's going to, you're putting that guy on the taxi squad for what you paid for him. It's not like that. So, hey, maybe you are right, but I kind of don't think so. Dubas checked off every checkbox. Montreal kind of thought they did that at the beginning of the season too. So, but I have to agree with you. I mean, look, is what it is, right? The only thing is now that's on paper. Now your team has to go out and prove that they can win. So a little pressure there. For as far as me, I'm hoping they don't, but for your sake as a fan, I hope they do. Not easy for me to say that. Before this channel, there's no way I would have given anything like that to a Leaf fan. No way. Nope. But I mean, I'm not a crazy person. Let's see what else we got up here. Whoop. There it is. No, Gislan, not me. Much rather have Gustafsson over Goodbranson. Much rather have Gustafsson over Goodbranson. Oh, yeah. I mean, Goodbranson's not going to be a guy who can move the puck. Goodbranson is someone you want to beat somebody up, get Goodbranson. You want to move the puck. It's not the guy I want. And that's what they need. They need puck movers. At least one. And now they got one. So to me, I think they did well that way. If they are the top line in the league, why haven't they produced since Galley has been out? Maybe because Galley is the only legit top line player on the line. Well, yeah. And look, and even at that, is Galley really a legit top line player? No, but you know what he has is that drive, that energy, that commitment to giving his all the time. He drives definitely he's the engine that drives that line, and he's maybe proving he's the engine that drives this team. You got to think the last 3 games we've lost, we would have won at least one of those if Galley was in the lineup. I would think just having him there, it would have made a big difference, and I think that they would have won something. Okay, so I'm taking a Flyers fan here. Montreal could have given us a pack of Skittles, and it would have been worth it. Yeah, listen, I get it. Maybe he wasn't a fit there. Maybe he won't be a fit here either. I mean, that could happen, but I think he'll be a fit here. So, yeah. Hey, listen, we'll take back the draft pick and give you a pack of Skittles anytime. Just go ask your GM. I'll buy you know what? I'll even buy the extra big bag of Skittles. Not just a little wee pack of Skittles. I'll buy the extra big bag. You go ask your GM, set it up. I do it. No problem. But I get it. I mean, he wasn't a fit there, I guess. I don't know. I don't follow the Flyers or any of the other teams really that close, so I don't know specifically, but I think it'll be fine. But I appreciate the input. Yeah. I see you got, okay, so playoffs. This is a playoff lineup. And now we're hoping Gallagher will be ready and his hand will be good and all that, and he'll be back to his old self, which probably won't be. Probably take him a little time to get back to normal. Toffoli, Suzuki, Anderson. I don't mind that. Drew and KK Caulfield. That could work. Armia, Byron, Stahl, Perry. Armia or Byron, Stahl, Perry. Yep. I mean, I'd be okay with that. My dog, she likes your lineup. Ray, I'm live, so you might want to not bark. Yeah? Good girl. Campbell is getting lucky. He got shelled for 5 goals last game. This reminds me of when Hammond went on that role in Ottawa, then got I'm not sure what that word is by the Habs that season. The thing is, though, Campbell, I believe when he played for LA, he had a start or two against Montreal and played well against Montreal there too. I just fear Campbell's one of those goalies that Montreal is going to have trouble with his whole career. It happens like that. There's sometimes it's like that. A goalie that just your team never does well against, and vice versa. Stuff like that, Goalies have teams where they just know they're not going to do well against. I'm trying to think of who it is for Carey Price. I mean, it seems like it's Ottawa this year for Carey Price. So stuff like that, But from what I remember, Campbell does pretty good against us. If I'm wrong, I damn sure hope I'm wrong. Let's put it that way. Don't lie, Rick. You follow the Leafs. Matthews has 22 goals. Matthews has more than 22 goals. It's up there on my board. 31. Campbell beat Price streak with his 11th straight. Leafs are first in the North and second in the league. You know them. Of course I know the Leafs. You know what they say? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Just think on that for a sec. Why wasn't Bernier included in the deal? And I'm a Wings fan, and I know hockey, and I know nothing about the players we got in return. Bernier, you're talking about with the John Merrill trade? Because isn't Bernier in Detroit? I doubt Montreal's in the market for a goalie. So why would they want Bernier? So I'm not sure what we're talking about. How do you get lucky 11 times in a row with injury? Are we talking about Jack Campbell's win streak? You don't get lucky 11 times in a row. That's not luck. You might win a few games like that, but you don't win 11 in a row because you're lucky. Obviously, he's a good young goalie. They got themselves a good goalie, probably their future starter. I think Jack Campbell's going to be the starter going forward. Unless he craps the bed at the end of the season, but it's really unlikely you get lucky to get the first 11 games wins. I mean, Mark, so will I. We usually both do when it's Habs Leafs. So I mean, you can be whichever way you want. But I'm on at 6:35. He'll probably start at 6:30. He starts about 5 minutes before me for this tonight. He said. But listen, no competition. John's a great guy. I don't compete with John. John's a friend. Do you see a scenario? Okay. Do I see a scenario where we just keep losing and we don't make the playoffs? Considering how bad shape Vancouver and Calgary are and what they just did to probably make that worse. No, I don't really. They'd have to really not win a game going forward for that to happen. Mark, yeah, man to the Caps, yeah. Matt Heffernan, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not, I mean, I don't really want to discuss that. I'm not a NHL channel. And quite frankly, I don't think anybody really wants to hear me talk about the rest of the league because I'm still not knowledgeable enough about all the other teams to comfortably talk. I probably don't even know enough about the Habs to talk about it. No, but you know what I mean? I don't want to even try to sound like I know what I'm talking about when I don't. It's hard enough to sound like I know what I'm talking about when it comes to the Habs. Never mind the other teams. It ain't easy being cheesy. Hines likes Merrill over Gustafsson. Well, they'll both be on the team, I think. So the best one will get the minutes, I would think. Gustafsson has played 24 games and is only a -2, but yeah, he's so bad. In a way, it doesn't matter, right? He's getting a shot here. It's a new start, and it might not have been a good fit there in Philadelphia. That happens a lot. Hey, Hawko B, how's it going? Mark Watt, you know what most people do? They go back and forth between me and I mean, just do whatever makes you feel. It doesn't. If you were watching him, I'm not going to kick you out coming into my channel, so don't worry about it. Like I said, John's a friend, so I have no problem. People go watch him at all. You hear sirens. Yeah, my window's open. It's a decent day. You might hear noises from outside. What do I do? Well, I make videos about Montreal Canadiens and I do live casts. That's what I do. Cops, yeah, that's my ride coming. The sirens, my ride. Just waiting. This should be here in a few minutes. I think what happened was I pressed, I got my vaccination, so I pressed my microchip, I think, too many times. It might be coming to get me. What's my opinion on how Montreal matches up against Foligno? Well, Foligno's going to be what, a fourth liner, no? Third, fourth liner at best, right? I mean, I'm not worried about him. I just think, he makes them a little tougher to play against. His father played there, didn't he? Mike Foligno? Was that his name? And so he could get really pumped up playing there. We could see a much better offensive output. Like, we could see a bit of a different player. I don't know. But he makes them a little tougher to play against. Someone had to die I don't get the joke. Someone had to die when the live stream was on? Oh, for the ambulance. Doesn't mean someone died. I am not breaking. How am I breaking that? I have a dog. I'm allowed out after 8 o'clock. So just take my dog for a walk. I'm allowed out. So nope, I don't break COVID curfew. Thoughts on Mete being claimed? Not surprised. Figured it would happen once they waived him. Gotta figure they could have moved him for something. So a little surprised that they would choose to lose him by waivers. Maybe they thought though that they couldn't move him in a trade, so they'd still have him on the roster, and they needed to move the salary. So they figured waiving him, they could either put him down to the AHL, and that's fine. They'll lose his salary there, or someone takes him. Brad, always. It's all the same one, though. I have a feeling a reporter will ask Bergevin, why didn't you trade for a forward? He'll probably reply, you'll see insinuating Caulfield coming soon. Well, he's going to say something to cover him. I mean, for me, I'd do the same. Problem is, if he told us the truth, we couldn't handle it. Most people wouldn't understand, wouldn't handle it. So he's got to hopefully appease everybody with what he's done. So that's what I think he's going to do. He's got to spin it the best way he can. Whoop. Wow, that really jumped. Oh, I'm going to have to kind of scroll down. There we go. That's where I was. I'm looking for one in particular. What happened? Someone said hi to me, and I want. Oh, there it is. Hockey Junkie. Hey, Hockey Junkie. I saw it, and I wanted to say hi, and I'm no particular reason. How's it going? I'm doing good. What type of dog? She's a Shih Tzu mix. Shih Tzu, Pug, Chihuahua, and an unidentified fourth. But she looks like a Shih Tzu. And whereas her sister, that my ex-wife has, kind of looks more like a Chihuahua. So, yeah, that's a thing. She's a great little dog, though. She just likes to bark a lot. Okay, either you asked me that a bunch or my scrolling's not good. Foligno will be on the top 6 for the Leafs. Well, there you go. He is. Oh, you're right. I saw the projection. Left wing on the second line. Yeah, that's a possibility, I guess, right? Yeah, Caleb, I actually saw that. I guess it was on TSN or a clip or something like that. So I did see that. Yes, it is the Gustafsson from Chicago. No, it's not a different player. That's the guy, and he had 60 points that season as well. So, and then he went to Philadelphia. So yeah, that's the Gustafsson. Potentially someone who could really help. So, is he a number 1 star goal scorer forward? No. It doesn't mean he can't help, and doesn't mean it wasn't a good move either. So I'm going to scroll down a bit. We're getting close to the hour. I'm not going to stay too long because I got a livecast at 6:30 as well. So I have to have supper and get ready for that. Do I think Montreal has a chance versus Toronto? Considering how things have gone, considering the moves Toronto's made, now that doesn't include tonight because those moves they won't have anybody yet from there. Yeah, I mean, I think I think it really affects their chances. So I don't hold out much hope even tonight. Right now, I'm just hoping for the best. And yeah, it's potentially not going to look great going forward. I do think we're going to end up playing them in the first round. Once you get to the playoffs, though, it could be very different. So we'll see. But do they have a chance versus Toronto? I'll say unlikely, but of course, always have a chance. They are a professional hockey team, and any team has a chance against any other team on any given day. So that is the truth right there. So yeah. Mete will hit his potential in Ottawa. He's got a better chance to do that there. Yup. We wasted trading Verbeek and a 5th rounder to Detroit when we could have just traded Mete to Detroit for Merrill. But that's assuming that Detroit wanted Mete. It's easy to say that, sure. But you don't know that Detroit wanted Mete. Maybe he tried that, and they said no. So we don't know these things. And that's what I mean by we assume a lot, but we know very little about what he does to try to make moves. And I'm almost 100% positive that we assume too much, or too little, I mean. We assume too little, and there's a lot for him to do to make a deal. I'm not really surprised they didn't go for Hoffman because, although I kind of thought Hoffman would move, but St. Louis is still in a race, and maybe I think Hoffman might be hurt. I don't think it's serious, though, but I think he might be hurt right now. So I'm not surprised, but I did think Hoffman would move, though. Luka, that's the exactly the point about playoffs, right? It's a different, you don't know what could happen. You make judgments and whatever, but playoffs are a different season, and you never know. So we gotta hope to get to. Well, we'll get to the playoffs. I think it's all but a certainty, and you just hope for the best in the playoffs. And listen, by the time we get to the playoffs, who knows what kind of injuries happen to what teams and all this kind of stuff could make a huge difference. 18 games from now, 17 games from now? It's a big difference. And as we've seen one game to the next, how much things can change. Honkin Antelope. I'm more worried when Toronto play Montreal and Ottawa as opposed to when they play Edmonton and Winnipeg. Well, I don't know why you'd be worried about Montreal. We haven't done that well, although we've kept it pretty close. But Ottawa definitely seems to be like Montreal. They got Montreal's number. They've also got Toronto too, like that. The only team that had no problem with Ottawa was Edmonton. So good. I'm glad you guys worry a little bit when Montreal plays Ottawa. I mean, Montreal plays Toronto. Problem with most Habs fans, we're too cocky about it, but we should worry a little more, which I'm starting to do, and definitely I don't feel good about tonight. Hey, NHL, how's it going, buddy? How sad is it that we went from the best in the North to likely first round exit to the Leafs? Well, it's not. I'm not happy about it. But again, likely first round exit to the Leafs. Fair enough to say that. But again, don't know. Look at the Leafs record for playoff rounds. They don't win. Sure, this could obviously be a different year. I get it, but still, I don't know. We don't know. But it is fair to say it's a likely first round exit versus the Leafs. I get that. But I've seen many a year when Montreal should have lost and they didn't, and when they shouldn't have lost and they did. So that's why it's games played on the ice. Thanks, Rick. By the way, it looks like Gustafsson is the power play specialist role. And there's another thing. He's a power play quarterback. And he can understand now why he targeted that. Yeah, and listen, I had targeted him. I'm not surprised at all. I've targeted him before for Montreal. So I think he can help a lot. And there's a good point, right? Power play. So our power plays reverted back to being garbage. That's fair enough because in the last how many games, power plays reverted back to being garbage. And this is a kind of guy that can help you there. Toronto finally gets out of the first round. And don't add him on that. Hey, don't go after him. I'm putting that one up, buddy. Toronto finally gets out of the first round, and it's versus us. Let's see all the boos and hisses for Jeff. Boo, GGR. Blade Muffin, of course they could have done more, but they didn't. And we don't know. I mean, the more it could just be, well, they made a deal. They might have done all the work needed to make a deal, and it doesn't pan out. So they might, I mean, it's to what extent, right? So I just think we give them a bad rap for they did nothing when, yeah, they did a lot of work to do nothing. Granted, they didn't accomplish a lot in the end, but it doesn't mean they didn't do all that work, because that's how it works there. You try, don't always, and probably more than likely aren't going to get it accomplished. And then sometimes you do, and that's how it works. So, yeah, I kind of give him an excuse for that. I get it if you want to say I'm a Bergevin apologist, but I mean, I know that's how it works. So it is what it is, and I'll stand by what I say. Come at me, bro. It's okay. I'm having fun today. Having fun. So we are all out our opinions, right? You know what they say about opinions. Liam Gilks, he had 60 points with Chicago. I want to say 2 seasons ago, but it might have been 3. But I mean, it's not that far back. So, you know, got some offense in him. Hey, Jeff, see you later, man. Gonna miss the game. I'll watch it for you. Too bad. Would have been nice having you on, but yeah. It's practice, so go, Laley, go. It's not a game yet. Do you think Tampa can still win the Cup without Stamkos or Kucherov? Well, we don't. Well, I believe Kucherov is going to be back for the playoffs. I mean, that's pretty much well known. He's going to be able to come back for the playoffs. It's a lot of it was to for the salary cap is why he's out. So they'll have Kucherov. Stamkos, they won last year without Stamkos. So yeah, I do think they can still win a Cup. Montreal wins the first round with Primo in net. How about that? Yeah, it's not something I really want to see happen. I think Primo's better served to stay down in the minors for at least another year. We all know Bergevin tried to get more than he did. That's a given. Come on, I don't know that that's a given for most people. I don't believe it. Not with the comments I see. No, I don't believe that's a given. Yeah, you know that, and I commend you because that's the truth. But I don't think that's a given for a lot of people. I think they think he does nothing, and that's just ridiculous because you don't accomplish anything by doing nothing. If he gets anything, he got a trade done. That didn't happen because he woke up 5 minutes before the deadline and said, "Oh, I better do something." So, but I don't think it's a given that most people think that. Good point. That's right. He did work, but that's off season. He still, work is never done. So, can't rest on those laurels. He had to do more. But he's doing his job. Listen, I'll give you on this one, on Mete. There must have been a reason why Mete's on waivers. He probably tried to trade him and couldn't and thought he needs to lose the salary. So he put him on waivers to either put him in Laval or somebody takes him. I do know that Mete, after he was put on waivers, somewhere on social media put a heart or something on the announcement of the waiver announcement. So he was happy. Or he was sarcastic, either one, but I would guess he was happy. Wasted the Gallagher injury cap space. But once again, you don't know that. You don't know what he tried, and then he did what he could to not waste the cap space. And he got what you don't know what he's tried all day long, all last few days, all week, what he's tried to do. That's the whole point. And I don't think it's fair even to say that he wasted the Gallagher injury cap space. I'd put money on it, and I'm not a gambling man, that he tried to spend all of his cap money. Because what's the use not? It goes to waste. So just sometimes you can't make the deal. That's how I see it. Hey, John. Not me, a legend. You're a legend. What are you doing here, man? Get some sleep. John's been on all day. I've been listening to John all day. As a matter of fact, the reason I know a lot of it, what's happened today, is because I had John on and I was doing my work and he did all the heavy lifting for me. So, hey, John, thanks. And thanks for coming in. I appreciate it, buddy, as always. And yeah, we're going to be competing tonight. And someone told me that, like, basically I shouldn't do a live stream because you're doing one for the game. I mean, good. But that, and hey, go back and forth. That's what I told them. You know, so I don't know why people think we compete. We don't. So yeah, if you don't like what I'm doing in my live cast tonight, head over to John because he's doing the same game from a different take, right? He's gonna be opposite take, although we're both normal people, so we won't be that opposite, but still an opposite point of view. So John, as I said to the other Leafs fans here, best of luck to you guys, you fans, and to your team. Best team should win. The words aren't coming out now. But you know what this saying is? May the best team win. There you go. It came to me. So yeah. And let me scroll down and see what he said because I was scrolled up. Hey buddy, same thing. And you know, that's it. I tell people all the time that, yeah, John is a friend of the channel. That's how I consider it. So John's a friend, and he was on one of my streams. If you didn't see it, John was on the first intermission, I think, a couple of games ago. Had a great talk, and I thought that I really enjoyed that. And hopefully we'll do that again because I thought that was really good. Why wouldn't I know? Someone I just took it as that's what they meant when they're telling me, well, John's doing a stream for the game. Well, yeah, I know John's doing stream for the game. No, it wouldn't stop me from doing the stream at all. And like I said, just go back and forth. And if you're from my channel and you're going over to John's, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, if you're not already a subscriber. John is almost at 30,000, which is insane because he's grown like 7,000 times what I've done since I discovered him. So, but I mean, he puts the work in, man. He's a working man on his channel. No way I could do the hours of live streaming that you do, buddy. No way. My hat's off to you on that. And I got to put it back on because there's still some sun. I don't want to blind you guys with my bald head. Hamburger Man, yeah, me too. I've been asking for them to be split for a few games now, and they finally did it. It's like, if we see it, how do they not see that? I don't know. But anyway, so that's good. I think MB is done, and Molson said, sorry, bud, you're not trading any picks or prospects. Yeah, but Jeff, you know, you're going to say that. I'm a Leafs fan. I like watching your channel. I appreciate that. And I encourage other fans to come in here because I don't put grief on you guys. And I don't allow other people in the chat to put grief on anybody from any other fan base because that's just stupid. I grew up at a time when you could talk with other fans from other fan bases and not want to hate each other and kill each other, except Toronto fans. I have to say, Montreal, Toronto, it goes deep and it goes far. But yeah, so I make sure I do that here where I respect that. If you respect my choice, I respect yours. See, Jeff, it's not only me that doesn't agree with you. Why would he be done? I don't agree. That's it. I don't agree. Now, Jeff just trying to be controversial. That's what Jeff likes to do. I sometimes wonder if he 100% believes everything. I think he does, though. Jeff, right? I think you believe it 100%. But that's the beauty of why do you think I like working with? Well, first of all, I like him. He's a great guy, and I like him as a person. But Another reason why I like working with him is because we're opposite in a lot of things. And I think that's more interesting to debate something from two different points of view than from two people who are on the same side, because it doesn't really make it good. So, I mean, yeah. So I bug him a lot, and I do it here, but I'm just busting his chops. No more than that. Do I know the lines are tonight and who's in goal? Allen in goal tonight. The lines, they're so weird, it's going to be hard. I do know third line is Drouin, KK Anderson. Fourth line is Lecky, Stalin, Perry. It's Suzuki with Toffoli on one side, and I don't know why I can't remember who's on the right side. On the left side. I don't know why I can't remember who's on the left side. I don't know who else is left. And then it's Tatar or Armia, and I doubt it's Armia tonight with Deneau and Byron. So kind of weird lines. I know Evans is a winger on the Suzuki line. So, yeah. Kind of different, and I don't know. To me, I don't know. We'll have to see how it looks. It's 3 or 4 games in a row where he's juggled the lines. So it's good and bad. Good that he's trying to find the right combinations, but kind of screams of desperation at some point to me. Lines in the Vitamix tonight. Yeah, in the blender. Put them in a blender. What do we got? Oh, yeah, let's go with that. That's what it looks like. I'm sorry. Erik, decent day for Bergie and the Habs today. Defense should be better. Yeah, I'm of that mind, Bob. I'm not going to shit on him that he didn't get this guy or he didn't get that guy. I thought it was a decent day for him. Hey, Rich J. Oh, yeah, okay. I forgot I got a live stream soon. I got to get going. Sorry I got to run like this, but I got a live stream in under 2 hours. I got supper to do, dog to walk, all kinds of stuff to do. I want to thank everybody for being here. That was fantastic. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And please subscribe and ring the notifications bell if you did as well. And we'll see you on the next one. I'll be back on at 6:35 for the game for the Toronto Maple Leafs at the Montreal Canadiens. And we're going to do at least 3 hour stream on that one. And we're going to have some fun. So hopefully you guys will come back, hang out with us. I know I see a lot of the regulars here. But hopefully the guys that are just showing up and aren't normally regular, hopefully you'll come back and check that out. Like I said, at 6:35. And if you don't check me out and you're more to the Leaf side, go check out John at Hot Take Hockey. He's also doing the game. And you'll definitely find something for you between the two of us. I guarantee that. So thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, everybody. Really appreciate it. Stay safe out there. Peace out, y'all. See you next live stream. See you next video. Bye, everybody.